Give a plate out to some starving talent.
Nigga, shut the fuck up. That's what you should have told your mom. See, I was about to fat shame. Your mom not even fat for real. She just old and ugly.
It might be. Okay. I'm gonna try to get this story time out the way as soon as possible. I'm gonna try my best, okay?
This studio really gonna animate the whole of JJK before Chainsaw Man gets a season 2. It is what it is.
I heard Chainsaw Man had a movie, or I think there's a trailer for Chainsaw Man movie. I haven't watched it yet, though. I have not watched it yet. Okay. So here's the thing, right? Where was I? It's been like a week. Nah, I don't know how long it's been, but it's been a little bit. So, what happened? Like, what happened? I want to say 2 weeks ago, right? No, I started my low carb diet, right? I started my low carb diet, and it's not really a diet. It was just more of like a change in eating. So I switched and I swapped my eating out. Y'all know I did my dry fast, and then I did a day dry fast. Did a couple miles, and then I did, what was it? A water fast the next day, and then I started eating again. That really doesn't have much relevance to this, but I just wanted to give you a timeline. So, boom, I go out with some niggas. You know what I'm saying? Probably Wednesday, Thursday last week. No, 2 weeks ago. To make a long story short, roundabouts are a bitch. And they creep up on people, evidently. They creep up on niggas. So, accident. Boom. Smack dead into the side of the V. Off the roundabout. Off the roundabout easy. So, boom. It hit so hard, car almost tipped. Luckily, everybody was, you know what I'm saying, good for the most part. But it was a bad experience, you know what I'm saying? Little glass, but everybody walked away relatively unscathed, no injuries like that. I'm like, all right, bet. Now, everybody was shaking, like moved, obviously, in the whip. You know what I'm saying? Ambulance, you know what I'm saying, coming over, people collecting their insurance and shit like that. You know, the whole little road getting stopped, whatever the case is. Cool, you know what I'm saying? No, I'm good. I'm at the time, I'm thinking like everything all right. I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? Everybody asking, do you need like a paramedic or you need to be taken to the hospital, XYZ? Ain't nobody got any wounds and shit like that, but I'm like, all right, everybody all good. Now, to be safe, because I've heard that this happened before to people. No, it wasn't my car. I wasn't even driving. But I've heard that this happens, you know what I'm saying, from time to time. So I'm like, all right, bet. I'm going to go to doc. No, just to make sure. You know what I'm saying? Make sure everything cool. Make sure everything good. Feel what I'm saying? Get a brief little x-ray of everything, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, no, everything seemed cool. You know, head in the right place, you know, bones intact and everything like that. You know, TBI, nothing crazy. You know what I'm saying? I walk out, I even get some blood work done. Everything's good. I'm not anemic nowhere. I'm not bleeding nowhere. You know what I'm saying? I feel good. I feel all right. So I go home. Lay down. Wake up in the middle of the night. I'm drenched. I'm sweating everywhere. Like, I've heard stories like this where people wake up and they just like, damn, I'm sweating everywhere. It's like some of the first symptoms of something like more serious. I'm like, why? Like, and not even just like, I mean everywhere. There's sweat everywhere. So I get up, I go to the bathroom. I feel like weak. I feel fatigued a little bit. I'm like, oh damn, like this feels horrible. But then I start feeling like this little sensation in my side. And I'm like, this, don't feel too good, but hopefully it'll go away in the morning. I lay back down, go back to sleep, wake up, still there. You know what I'm saying? Still there. Still Nick. So the next day, my mom's here. Get what I'm saying? And she recommends, and this is something that I've been planning to do anyway. She recommends we should move your nephew's sandbox. And I'm like, you know, when your parents or your mom or your whatever, like, mom be instigating certain shit. Like, oh, it'd be nice if you did that for your nephew or whatever the case is. It's like, okay, my nigga, I'm going to, but like, not this second. She does this thing where she's older, obviously. Like, she's like 56. She does this thing where if you don't do it, she'll do it in front of you. So you can be like, oh my God, yo, if this old ass nigga don't sit the fuck down, I'm not gonna obviously let you shovel 400 pounds of sand out of a box into a recycling bin. Like, just move the fuck, give me the fucking thing. Give me the thing, right? So I'm like, all right, bet. I start shoveling the fucking, you know what I'm saying, sand out of his sandbox, which I built from scratch, by the way, when he was like 2 years old. He had been using it, but you don't use it that much. And just having it in the middle of the backyard is kind of an eyesore. So it's not like she was wrong, but at the same time, I would have done that when I felt like doing it. You get what I'm saying? I don't know why the fuck she does shit like that, but she does shit like that. Cool. I'm shoveling it, and I'm putting it in the recycling bin. After a while, I'm like, damn, I remember when I brought all this sand to the back in the first place. Damn, that's crazy. I had one 50-pound sandbag like this and another 50-pound sandbag like this when I first moved here, so I could build the sandbox in the first place. But I wasn't really putting two and two together until it was already too late. By the time I filled up the trash can or the recycling bin, and then I put the shovel down, I grabbed it. And I'm like, all right, bet. Let's bring it to the front. Right. I forgot. Yeah. I just put 400 pounds of sand, which is really 500 because the substance that was already in the trash bin or the recycling bin. So I've got a 500-pound recycling bin right here, and the sand is at the bottom of the bin, all up in the shit. And I can't shovel it out because I don't have the angular animation to get the sand back out. So it's just kind of there. So I'm like, all right, bet. I'm gonna just grab it, you know what I'm saying, try to grab as much as I can. And I start moving it back, and I'm 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 moving it back, and I get it to a point where it's near my deck. Now I got a big ass deck. It's on the side of the crib. The deck has stairs. So I'm thinking to myself, I don't have a dolly. I don't have a wheelie or anything that's gonna, propel this thing up. Like, how am I gonna get it over the top? I'm obviously not gonna come out there and be like, Mom, grab the bottom of this shit. Hell, let's He-Man this bitch to the top of my shit. No, I'm not doing that, my nigga. I'm a grown ass man. I do whatever the fuck I want. Feel what I'm saying? So I did what anybody would do. What would Jesus do in this situation? Jesus was a motherfucking carpenter. What does that mean? I don't know. It might not have any relevance to the story, but Jesus was a carpenter. I grabbed 2 sticks and I put them on the side of the recycling bin and I started rolling up. Boom, after 2 rolls, this bitch breaks the sticks immediately. I'm like, all right, bet, that makes sense. In my mind, I'm thinking, oh, maybe it'll work. It's better to have tried and failed than to have not tried and get nowhere, no progress. So boom, I grabbed the 2 wooden planks that were from my nephew's sandbox that I had made, again from scratch, by the way, ladies. Just saying, I'm good with my hands. And I put them on the side, right? I'm thinking to myself, this is a brilliant idea. I put them on the side and I angle them right where the wheels of the little thing are, the little recycling bin. So I'm like, boom, if nothing else works, this will. I start rolling it up and I get about halfway, Snap City on both of the wooden planks. It didn't work. All right, bet. Because as soon as you get to a midway point, all the weight goes to the center. So everything's snapping. It's 500 pounds, my boy. It's not moving. But then I found like these aluminum pieces of old fencing. And I put them on the side this time. And then I used you saying no nephew's sandbox, he not gonna use it no more anyway. He be playing with balls and shit, like baseballs, soccer balls, basketballs. He don't give a fuck about sand no more, so it is what it is. I've been meaning to move it, but I just was gonna do it on my own time. I put these 2 chairs from outside underneath the aluminum siding for the little things to give it extra support. So this time, I took 1 foot, dug it into the ground. I took the other foot, dug it into the ground. And I'm like, all right, bet. It's over with. I used both my hands like hooks, latched onto that bitch like this, and I started heaving and hoeing, and heaving and hoeing, and heaving and hoeing, and I got it to tip. Now in my mind, I'm thinking, you know what, this is a perfect idea, but let me make sure I'm safe. I tipped it forward because I wanted to see if some of the sand could fall out if I gave it a good enough push forward. So I did, and maybe like a centimeter or 2 of sand came out, but it literally didn't do shit. I picked it back up, it weighed the same shit. So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna go back to the old reliable, which is my arms, and use them as hooks. And I started going up, and I started going up, and it was working. But I saw that there was a dip in the aluminum siding. It was a dip. And I only noticed once I got halfway. But I was already there, and I was on the top of my deck at this point, and I'm like, I'm not going back. This shit is not getting 3 attempts out of me. It's just not. That's not going to be my story that I tell, you know what I'm saying, when this is all said and done. Like, I'm doing this in less than 3 tries. I grabbed it, put my foot, drove it deep into the ground, grabbed every ounce of strength in my being, and I waited until I got to the midway point, and I felt every fucking pound. I felt every pound of weight in that recycling bin, and I thought, fuck. If I let go, it goes to the bottom, and I literally have nothing else that I can use to roll this up. But if I keep pushing, if I keep going forward, if I keep it up, if I continue to escalate my spiritual pressure, lock into a point that's never been seen before in human history, unlock a level of strength that has never been attained by the average man, I can put myself in position to do anything. It fell. It fell. I don't know what you want. I'm sorry. It fell. I don't know what you want me to do. Like, it's 500 pounds. I haven't been in the gym in mad long. It fell. I don't know what the fuck you want me to say. But I tried it again. Immediately after that, I tried it again. And I put every ounce of myself once more into it, and I rolled it all the way up. You know what I'm saying? I rolled it all the way up, and I put it on the deck. But after I got done, I thought to myself, self, you know you're going to feel that in the morning, right? You know you're going to feel that in the morning. I'm like, yeah, I know. I probably fucked up. I probably did too much. You know. But fuck, like, the backyard is free now. It's not going to be this weird-ass space in the middle where there's a sandbox, but there's, like, you know what I'm saying? There was sand there, but there's no baseball player or nothing like that. It's just weird. But, yeah, I moved it. You know what I'm saying? Like a man does. And so later on that night, I rubbed the back of my neck. For whatever reason, I don't know why I chose to do it, but like I rubbed the back of my neck. It was like my cervical, like at the top of my cervical, on the spine. So I rubbed it. And like maybe 30 seconds after I rubbed it, just a little bit, it was just like this burning sensation out of nowhere. I'm like, oh, fuck. I mean, I obviously, yes, cool, but like, obviously no. you know, but obviously yes, but like no, you know what I'm saying? Clearly that's not it, but it is maybe, I don't know. I rubbed my little shit, and you know, it felt like a little inflammation. You get what I'm saying? And out of nowhere, like on this side, call me crazy, but I felt like I really couldn't feel my finger rubbing against my shit like this as I could on this side. And I'm like, oh shit, it's probably nothing. It's probably like temporary, you know what I'm saying? Like it's whatever, I'm good. I'll just sleep it off. Go to sleep, wake up. My arm is tingling. My arm is tingling. And I'm like, you know what? I can't go to sleep like this, huh? Probably not the wisest idea. I should probably go to the emergency. So that's what I did. Went to the emergency room. And I'm like, all right, bet. Here we go. Doc! Fuck my shit up. Give me a diagnosis. For whatever reason, this doctor was hell-bent on me potentially having a heart attack because I mentioned that my arm was tingling. And I get why you would immediately go and default to that. But at the end of the day, I came in here and I told you, like, yo, it's a little bit of rib tenderness in the bottom because of XYZ. And I just did XYZ. Can you give me like an x-ray of my spine maybe or something like that? Like, nah. She's like, let's do an EKG or whatever the fuck it's called. Let's get that blood out of you. You know what I'm saying? I want that big B out of you, dude. And not the other one. So I'm like, all right, cool. Get my blood drawn. And Chad, I'm gonna be honest. I've been to the doctor so much this week. I literally look like a heroin addict. I'm literally not kidding. But, like, my veins are spent. But they take my blood, and for whatever reason, it felt like they take like 17 gallons. Yeah, ECG, whatever the fuck, whatever. They take my blood, and I feel like I've lost like 17 levels of fluid in gallons and shit like that. Whatever the case. EKG or ECG, whatever the fuck, comes back normal. My heart test comes back normal. My beats are like 70 beats per minute. 70, 71, you know what I'm saying? Healthy heart rate, healthy everything. She comes back, she gives me the good news. But she don't know, I already know, my nigga. Like, I got my chart on my phone. There's nothing that you're going to be able to tell me before I find out myself. All that data that you're trying to hide from me, trying to come in like you about to surprise me. Surprise, bitch. I got the info already. Stop it. You can't shock me. I already know. It's over with. So, I'm already knowing that, okay, everything's fine. Did my x-ray, did an x-ray of my chest, did an x-ray of my back. Like, there's no real issues. What you're probably having is like some muscle issues. Like, muscles don't show up, you know what I'm saying, on an x-ray. So, like, yeah, like, make sure those muscles get taken care of. Let me give you some ibuprofen. She prescribes me some ibuprofen and, you know, sends me on my way. I'm like, all right, well, like, whatever. As the day goes by, I take a nap because I'm getting more fatigued over the course of however long. I'm getting more and more fatigued. I lay down, go to sleep. I wake up. My face is numb. Not my whole face. Not my whole face, but this part of my face right here is numb. Like on this side, my cheek, my chin, above my eyebrow, above my ear a little bit. And I'm like, this is wild, brother. I went back immediately. I'm like, yo, you know, I was just in here earlier, but like, yeah, I don't think y'all looked at everything. Let me see the donut. She like, what do you mean the donut? I'm like, put me in the donut. I want to be in the donut. Like, I don't know if you need the donut. I need the donut. Let me get the donut. You know, I just want to see the donut real quick. Like, let me make sure. Like, let me look at the donut low key on God. Like, if I see the donut, I'll give you a donut. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna give you the donut. Give me the donut. We're not gonna give you the donut. Give me the donut. I want the donut. However, we don't end up getting a donut at that time. What ultimately ends up happening, we get more x-rays, and we do my neck this time. And I'm thinking to myself, you know what? All right, bet. The neck surely got to show something because that's where all the pressure at. Boom. What does the neck show? Nothing. I got no neck. It is what it is. No neck. They do a liver test. We do a kidney test. We do a pancreas test. We do a all types of different blood tests. They stuck the catheter in my side. They put the fucking needle in my arm. They put it in my cheeks. They put it in my face. I don't know. Like, it's just mad places they put shit. We did all types of tests and nothing wrong. Send me on my way. Pain starts to alleviate a little bit. Facial pressure starts to let up. You know, I'm starting to feel my face again. Don't know what happened, but everything's cool. I went out, you know what I'm saying? And I had a nice little outing. When we get back from our outing, we go back, right? She's like, oh, okay, you know what I'm saying? I got 2 days off, all this other shit. We go back, you know what I'm saying? She ends up showing me something, and then we get, like, in front of her mirror. And, again, I don't know why, you know, girls do these little fucking games and shit like that. You know, we in the mirror. She like, oh, we look good. And I'm like, why? You can't say shit like that and then walk out like everything gonna be all good. Like, obviously, we like you're not gonna say that to me. And we had a great day and we had all these like fun times and shit like that. Now we have to, you know, it is what it is. So I'm on her bed and you know what I'm saying? She releases the willy. She frees Willie. I'm recognizing her technique, and I'm thinking to myself, damn, when did she unlock this animation? This is crazy, you know, like, no, that's fire. Like, I'm observing, I'm like, yeah, no, that's nuts. Like, I didn't even know you could do that. After a couple of seconds, I'm thinking to myself, why am I rating this like a 7 out of 10 in my mind? Like, usually some shit like this would have me at least closing one eye or thinking to myself, damn, this is really the life. I'm really alive right now. But why am I not? She slurps. She does this like she's glurping my and then the tongue goes on one side. Like one side of my shit. You get what I'm saying? And I'm noticing after she like did the tongue twirl around the whole shit, I'm like, damn, this is crazy. That's crazy. Then I think and I open my eyes even more. I'm like, no, that's crazy. That's fucking crazy. I can't feel the sensation on one side of my meat. Bro, when I'm telling you, I almost cried. I thought to myself, yo, all these niggas, you know what I'm saying? They talking about, oh yeah, erectile dysfunction, you know, all these like penis ads and penis pumps and all this like, you know what I'm saying, Viagra juice. This for those other niggas. It's not you. Your shit shoot up like this. You the Rock. You know what I'm saying? When they come to this shit, it's over with. Yeah, no, I was about to cry. But I got through it because obviously you can't tell somebody, like, if you're still healthy and able to get up and everything like that, it's good. But I'm just like, yo, it's a loss of sensation on one side. Like, I'm a lefty naturally anyway. I'm like, what the fuck going on, man? This is crazy. I notice it even more when I get in, and I'm a guy like if I really wanted to, I could be in and out of there in 3 minutes if I chose. I think it's been 9 minutes, and I'm not even thinking about like, you know what I'm saying? Nah, I can, but like I'm thinking like I want to get to a point where it's uncontrolled on my behalf. Like I don't want to be able to control it right now. Like what's going on? After 2 seconds, like after that. I pull back, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody's different. She get her situation off. And I'm like, all right, cool. Let me get out because, you know, she's the type that she can't keep going after she, you know, some women, they orgasm once and then they get too sensitive to continue. And I'm like, all right, bet. I sit down and she notices, oh, you like, what's going on? I'm like, I don't know what's up. I don't know. Like, it's not you. It's literally me. It's one of those situations. Like, I wish I could say you trash, but you're not. Like, I promise you, you're not trash. I promise you, it's not. And so she goes on this, like, she gets this, like, motivation in her eyes. Like, what's, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then she start going crazy. And I'm like, okay, yeah, keep going. It gets to a point where she's using my shit almost like a shake weight. Because she obviously, like, she cares about me and she wants me to have a good time, too. But it's like, I don't know if you prepare, like, I don't know if you're equipped to deal with the situation like the way it's presenting itself, but like, okay, go ahead, do your thing, you know what I'm saying? And eventually she gets there, but it's like to a point where I feel like I didn't gradually get there. Like I feel like I felt like I would have been unable to edge. That was my problem at that point. So when she got to that point, I went from like not wanting to at all to like within 10 seconds, oh shit, it's everywhere. And that just blew my mind for a second. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? What was that? I'm like, bet, but like, what the fuck just happened? So we have a laugh about how it went, and she like, what was that? And I'm like, I don't know. But I'm explaining like, yeah, I've been having all this extra shit, all this real like unattractive shit. You know, if you really like trying to present yourself like you are a fully able-bodied individual that has no issues breeding and that you're not going to pass this off to your loved ones if you do have offspring. I don't know what she thought in that moment. We could have been fake laughing and I just not know until I don't get a call back, but she did. But so I'm good, like everything, but I'm just saying. And so after I experienced that, that was almost a for sure wake up call. But I went back home. And for whatever reason, like I'm not Professor Google, bro. I'm not one of those niggas, bro. I don't Google my symptoms because something came up, or I don't just do shit. I'm not one of those guys. But for whatever reason, you know, after the numbing sensation started happening in my head and like the numbing on like the arm and like the numbing on the meat, I'm like, yo, like maybe this has happened to someone else. Maybe. I'm just like, what is the harm in one Google? What's the harm in one Google, bro? It's nothing. I promise you, it's not a big deal. So I Googled it, you know? I Googled it, and I'm like, all right, bet. Let me Google, you know, penile fractures or phallus faculty issues or whatever the case is, you know? And they say some simple shit, you know, nothing too crazy. But I ended up on a thread somewhere on Reddit where they're like talking about all this nerve damage and nerve issues. And then there was one post in there that mentioned something about a tumor. And I'm like, oh, like, why turn my dick off if you in my head? You know, that's what I would think. It just didn't make sense to me. Like, it didn't make sense to me. You get what I'm saying? So like, I'm like, all right, I'm chilling. Obviously, I'm chilling. Obviously, like, bro, it's not my story. So I clicked off because I'm like, this has nothing to do with me, clearly. Like, before I'm about to go to bed, I get a YouTube recommendation out of nowhere talking about, oh yeah, diagnosed with a brain tumor at 23. And I'm like, what the fuck is this popping up in my feed for? This has nothing to do with me. It's got nothing to do with me, bro. Like, what the fuck? I just, you know, I'm like, I don't need to watch this. Obviously, I'm gonna watch it though, cause like, why? Like, it seemed like an interesting video, and like, why not? Like, obviously, it don't apply to me, so I'm just gonna, like, on some chill shit, like, look at it real quick. Like, it's nothing. It's not gonna be anything crazy. And she was saying, like, in the first 10 seconds and shit like that, like, yeah, so my symptoms were numbness. Like, yeah, nah, that's still not me though. On God, like you got the whole like bomb in your shit. My shit, you know, my shit deactivated and whatever. Like, I'm good. I'm chilling. But yeah, she's talking about like sensations and all these like pains that would like shut her down her shit, and like she would get a headache every now and again. And I was like, you know what? I do be getting a headache every now and again. Like, it's not like too consistent, but like, yeah, nah. And then she started talking about seizures and shit. Like, niggas having seizures and shit. So I'm like, okay, that's normal. Then she described the type of seizure that she was having. And all of a sudden, like, my eyes started, like, moving around the room and shit. And I'm like, I don't know why that just happened. So I closed my eyes and I reset them, basically. And then as soon as I locked back onto my screen, she said that my rapid eye movement was a seizure. The doctors... And I'm like, whoa, that's still not, bro. Stop. Because you're doing the most right now. I promise you it's not, like, it's not, bro. On God. Niggas is just, like... You're listing off shit that you gotta. These are like disclaimers type shit. Obviously, bro. Like, this got nothing to do with me. On God. Like, seriously, I could literally probably go to sleep right now and be all good. She said one day I woke up in the middle of the night and I was sweating everywhere. So I clicked off the video immediately because I'm like, yeah, nah, we already did everything. Like, this ain't got shit to do with me, gang. I'm good. Like, on God, I'm good. 2 seconds later, I start walking, you know what I'm saying, through my house, and I noticed that this sensation will happen every now and again, but I noticed that I could hear my heartbeat through my ears. And I'm like, yeah, bro, come on. Like, I bet if you Google this shit right now, heartbeat in ears, I bet if you Google this shit right now, you gonna be good. On God. On God, you gonna be straight. On God. Then I look. Bruh, nigga, that's not, I promise, bro. Bro, come on, gang. Obviously no, though. Obviously no. You're chilling. You're good. You debriefed already. It's fine, bro. You already debriefed. Like, this doesn't apply to you. Clearly they don't apply to you, bro. Like, on God. Then I get another video recommendation talking about Jesus, glioblastomas and shit like that. And I'm like, yo, it's this nice little white girl who's from I don't know where. She's got like a Swedish accent, I think, and she's talking about all these things that she's lost as a result of the tumor and the cancer and all this other shit. And I'm watching it because I genuinely feel for her. I feel bad and shit like that. And then she mentioned something that I'm just like, damn, that might apply to me. Some chill shit. She was like, it's probably nothing. But like, you're like, it's this like random, pain that ended up being in my foot. And I was thinking to myself, like, oh shit, I got one. That's probably because I run so much. I run often. I be doing a whole bunch of shit. It's nothing, gang, I promise. But over the course of the next few days after that, I would be relentlessly assaulted with consistent brain tumor and cancer story survival and epilogue and like story journeys on YouTube. I would consistently be assaulted with my algorithm anytime I open the website, and I'm like, fuck. Not only that, these little innuendos and these little how to know if you have brain cancer and how to know this and how to know that. And I thought to myself, yo, self, that girl that you just watched, she probably never robbed nobody. She probably never lied to anyone. She probably never did anything that could be considered like reprehensible in any way. And not to say that you've done any of those things or that you could be considered reprehensible in any way. But if I was God and I was making a people and I had to list off ones who did versus didn't deserve cancer, I'd probably reserve those cancer cells for niggas that have done those things that you listed versus those who hadn't. But I'm not God, and if I had to give niggas shit, it wouldn't be cancer. It would be eternal damnation. But not traditional eternal damnation. I mean, like, no pussy for you for the rest of your life. Like Thug said to Gunna. Anyway, thought to myself, you know what? This is nothing that a quick doctor's visit won't fix. So that's what I did. I went back to Doc. Once again, we're back in front of Doc. And I'm like, hey, yo, give me the donut. He like, why you want the, I'm like, just, gang, don't even... Give me the donut. Just give me the donut. He like, I don't really like for like sure, but like, what do you give me? The donut is my like. He like, what are your symptoms? I'm like, the donut. He like, how you been feeling the last few days? The donut. How you get here? The donut. What am I doing tomorrow? The donut. How am I gonna feel tomorrow? The donut. What am I gonna do in the next the donut? Keep in mind, Nurse had chatted me up this whole time, and she's looking, you know what I'm saying, the way she looking, and she, you know, cool and shit like that, but I'm like, donut gang. And everything changed when I mentioned what possible concerns would be. I mentioned, you know what I'm saying, it could be this, I'm thinking it could be this, I'm thinking it could be this. The whole room got mad quiet. It was a practitioner, a nurse, and a doctor in there. The whole room got quiet as soon as I said tumor. I'm like, yeah, so like, buy that donut. He like, okay, yeah, let's go get the donut. I'm like, whoa, why are you so receptive now? Why you want to do the donut now? He like, let's do the donut. I'm like, I don't really want to do the donut no more. Let's do the donut. I'm like, yeah, I don't. Maybe schedule another time for a donut. He like, no, we got an opening right now for the donut. I'm like, you don't have to do the donut right now. Like, no, he like, let's do the donut. Like, nigga, hold on. Like, when you think about it, this is usually scheduled a couple days out. We can do this at an imaging test not too far from here, bro. I can do this like 3-4 days. Like, we don't got to do it right now. No, let's do the donut. Like, I don't really want to do it no more. Okay, she grabbing my arm and shit like that. Let's get prepared to do the donut. Why are you taking my shirt off? I don't want to get disrobed just yet. I'm not confirmed on if I'm doing the donut. I mentioned the donut as a potential, like, you know what? Whole time, we don't even got to do the donut, look. He grabbed my shit. We're on our way to the donut. And fuck it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Got seen in the donut. Loaded myself up. And now I'm back, you know what I'm saying, in the room waiting. Back in the room waiting. And I'm waiting. This is mad waiting. I'm looking at my phone. I'm looking at my phone and I noticed, like, I got a new my chart update. After I looked at my phone. I'm looking at my email notification. And I'm like, yeah, nah, fact. Of course I want to look at this. Like, I don't want nobody to come in and tell me shit. You know what I'm saying? Anytime I notice anything, I'm like, all right, bet. I'm going to look at the shit. And they're going to clarify me every time. I look at my test results. I go here. I go, MRI, head, without contrast. I'm looking at my shit. I'm like, oh, this is interesting. Go down to findings, and it's blank. And I don't mean blank as in like they didn't find anything. I mean blank as in like there's no words written down for findings. And so I'm like, oh. So I usually know what they about to say before they come in here. So I don't know what the fuck going on. I'm a little hyperventilating and shit like that. I haven't been to the bathroom in a little bit. It is what it is. 4 doctors come in. Niggas went through my shit. They said we looked at that upper area. We looked at, the back and midway point. We looked at the what do they call that? There's a part of your brain called something, I forgot what it's called. I don't know what it's called, but yeah, it's an area of effect back there. He's like, this part controls this part. You see this part right here? And I'm like, yeah. He showed me a part, right? He showed me a part of the brain that looks so crazy. He did. He showed me a part of the brain that just looks so insane. He flicked my shoulder like this, and then he said, you know what this nigga said? He said, yeah, it's supposed to look like that. I'm like, bitch, you fucking... Oh, like, oh, yeah, nah, y'all crazy. Nah, that's a good one, gang. Nah, that shit fire. Ha ha. Where you learn that one? That's crazy, gang. That's wild. That's wild. Ha ha. Shit like that. He like, I'm surprised you even have anything up there. There's nothing going on up there. I'm like, nah, you funny as shit. When Dave Chappelle start working here, bitch ass nigga, I'm about to report all of you bitches. You not getting away with this on God. What are you talking about? Why couldn't you just, like, first of all, if you're trying to make somebody feel comfortable, why is your intro, let me bring the whole group of niggas that are, like, in the field right now at this very moment to assault this man? What? What? What's up with you, gang? You already charging the medical like 25 grand, 30 grand, 40 grand, 50 grand for tests in the first place. What are you talking? Why are you doing this? I've been here 6 times this week. What do you mean? This nigga looked me in my eyes and said, there's nothing in your head. Like, what's up with niggas, though? Chat in Sydney, Sean and Sydney, this would have been all free. Look, bro, you don't have shit in Sydney. Y'all got bad fashion and niggas that don't drive well in Sydney. That's all you got. I hate to tell you. Nerves were probably fucked up from the crash. That's the conclusion that we all came to, and that I would just need additional time until shit healed. In the meantime, I've been dangerously fatigued. Energy levels to dog shit. The numbness in my arm is gone. The numbness in my face is, subsided a bit. The meat, you know what I'm saying, is actually surprising. Like, for me to have lost a little bit of feeling in the area, it works fine for whatever reason. So, like, all the areas that need, like, blood and where they're supposed to be for me to be sexually active work fine. But it's like the outer layer of skin on one side, just a little bit, is still a little, you know what I'm saying? But it's still better than it was when I had my little escapade that first day. You feel what I'm saying? But the likelihood of it being, like, very overly tightened muscles that are squeezing or compressing on a particular part that does this or does that is high. Worst come to worst, I'll be doing some yoga for the next foreseeable weeks, or some form of, like, PT to an extent. But yeah, my shit got my shit got re-encrypted over the last 2 weeks. My shit got re-encrypted. And niggas thought they had brain cancer or brain tumors for at least a cool little couple days. But once we did end up doing some of those, they said there's no evidence of all this other shit, no evidence of, like, intracranial hemorrhage, no fluid collection, no major vessel infraction, the gray white matter differentiation is preserved. Just a whole bunch of shit. No evidence of a mass, no mass effect, no midline shift. Nasal sinuses clear, air cells are well, like all this other shit. Your head is great. You're one of the healthiest people I've seen come in here, blah, blah, blah.
I'm glad you're okay, man. I got into an accident once and only had whiplash, and that sucked. I can't imagine how you'd be feeling.
Yeah, my shit's really fucked up right now, though. Like, in terms of, like, how I've felt the last couple of days, I've felt like dog shit. Like, mentally and physically, I've been so worn out the last 4 days, I want to say.
Was your health insurance good at least?
Yeah.
'Cause you paid for those 4 doctors for them to come out and start bullshitting with you. I'm crying.
Niggas is trolling my shit. But yeah, like, everything is fine on an internal level to the extent that, niggas not dropping dead. But at the same time, it's like, dude, that fatigue is a fucking killer. For whatever reason, though, I've been able to, like, stream here, and that like side pain is basically almost gone. But that fatigue is a killer, bro. Like, I used to think that I would take almost any symptom tiredness ain't really a factor. When you're too tired to do shit, oh my God. And the thing is, that's crazy about this though. I'm not saying like it's understandable to like diagnose yourself. Not to say that I did that, because obviously if I got questions, I'm not gonna try to sit there and worry as much as possible. I'm gonna go to a doctor, which is what I did. Like utilize your resources and shit like that. Cool, but I like almost every symptom that I have is like lined up with brain tumor. Or had at that point. So it's not like unrealistic to come to that conclusion on your own. Like, damn, that's nuts. That's nuts. That's crazy, gang. It's okay to get some rest, Sean. We understand. No, I'm already knowing you understand. I mean, not that you have a choice, but yeah, no, I appreciate that. But I'm actually decent for right now. Today is the best that I've felt over the last, I want to say 2 weeks, give or take. And also that low carb diet that I attempted while I was doing that didn't help. It made things worse because my body just needs excess food right now to help recover. So it happened at like the absolute worst time humanly imaginable for me to try that, and then boom, accident, neck injury, back injury, whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? Now you have health anxiety about a brain tumor that's not there. Shit nuts, man. You diagnosed yourself and ended up having brain surgeries. Diagnose yourself with what? It sounded like a stroke to me. I guess it lined up with any kind of brain damage. Glad you're good. But that's why when my arm started tingling, I told myself you can't go to sleep feeling like this. Because you could literally either not wake up or you could wake up and have no function on one side of your body. I'm not doing that. On God, I'm not doing that. Was I driving? No, I Ubered. If I feel like sick or if I feel like away, I'm never driving myself. Sound like I had a nerve when I was moving the sandpit. Most likely, I didn't even tell them that until like my second visit, that it was a 500-pound recycling bin that I was moving at the time. Ask others in the car if they have anything. Damn, Sean, ask the others in the car if they have. What are you talking about? COVID coming back, be careful. And they also said, you know, your blood work doesn't show any sign of infection or nothing like that, but you just never know. Shit could be going around too. Like, what?
It's better to be safe than sorry. How many people ignore stuff when they shouldn't have?
Do you know, bro, I've learned so much about brain tumors over the last 48 hours that it's been completely almost against my will. They said 90, or not 90, but a large portion of brain tumors are found because niggas are looking for something completely unrelated. Like nobody's going. It's symptomless tumors that niggas be walking around with. And I'm just like, I get it, but at the same time, you're not going to the doctor thinking, oh shit, there's this mass in my head. What? You mean to tell me you looking at like, oh, I got whiplash, I turned my neck too quick. What do you mean you found a
Bro
white...
in the chat
What?
said we understand Sean. Take it easy, and Sean first reply was I know you understand Fuke nigga. Better recognize where you at.
I never
but
said
thank
that.
you lol, this dude is comedy.
I never said that. It could come off like that, but I never like, yeah, you don't have symptoms unless it's too late with brain tumors. No, they said a lot of the time, people that have those symptoms, what ends up happening is like one of the biggest indicators is if you wake up or you get up after laying down, you have a massive headache. Because they said the fluid or something is being played with, or whatever the case. I forgot what it was called. He also mentioned that like if it were something that serious, you would have lost more feeling. Like this whole side most usually would have been knocked out. You probably wouldn't be able to walk right now or move one of your limbs or something like that. 9 times out of 10. But I'm just saying, it's good to have clarity. It's good to know. Vision problems too. That was also mentioned 100%. Balance issues, that too. That's also a symptom for iron deficiency, nigga. That's cool, but I don't like the era of niggas that think, oh yeah, something's wrong with my body, let me take another fucking vitamin, and then you develop a new symptom because you weren't ever deficient in that vitamin. You just thought that you were because your symptoms line up, and then boom, now you worrying yourself even more because you took a vitamin that you didn't fucking need. Now you're like, oh shit, now this is definitely wrong. Like, no, bro, just, you know, if you can't go to the doctor, or even a free clinic is better than you just going to fucking Kroger and getting, you know, vitamin D 5,000 IU, like whatever. Like, bro, I get it, but like, yeah, nah, let's not do that. Did the doctor give a diagnosis for what she might have had? No, I still got to go to a primary. Probably there's a different one, but I'm going there more so for muscular shit. We already confirmed what it's not, so you know, as far as the rest is patience and just slowly coming to a resolution through, you know, less urgent forms of communication with the medical, you know, field. Could be a nutrient deficiency as a result of low carbs and fasting. I'm not saying it's not. It very well could be. That's why I've switched back my diet. I couldn't continue feeling that level of fatigue and then also trying to be like low carb demon. I couldn't do that. So I went back. But I'm definitely managing my carb intake a lot more carefully now, because I looked at all the other tests they ran, and despite all of that, I'm still an insanely healthy person, which is super surprising to me considering how much of an ass eater I am, considering how ass my diet generally is. But still, like, I looked at my blood pressure reading, my likelihood for hypertension, diabetes, all these things, my blood tests, everything is beautiful. Everything is fucking gorgeous damn near. But I think that's more of a result of like maybe genetic shit, or what I'm more or less likely predisposed to off of genetics, than it is me doing anything. Maybe it is because I like exercise a lot. Sometimes that's against my will too. But yeah, I've definitely been way more intelligent with my nutritional intake. So I haven't had any junk food over the last 2 weeks. No simple sugars. I've made all my meals for the most part. You know what I'm saying? There's this nasty ass shake that my mom makes that she brought me. I'm supposed to take a shot of it a day because it's that fucking terrible. If I showed y'all what it looks like, oh my God. You saying drink more water. I'm not dehydrated. I don't know how to tell you, gang. But I will get a different blood test done and lab results that will go over for vitamin deficiencies soon. But the thing is, the reason I don't think I'm deficient in anything is because this happened quite literally after I started lifting that recycling bin. That's what it is. But I'm still going back. Low carb shit is done. I'm still going to try to keep it low, but not 30 or less. That's fucking nuts. You can have everything in moderation, but I find myself eating healthier when I'm tracking protein intake. Yeah, no, you're definitely not wrong. Vitamin D deficiency, yeah. I mean, it can be, but the level of fatigue that I was feeling, I don't know. People also get like massive fatigue after whiplash and after, you know, those same muscle strains too. So, you know, it's all types of shit. But again, I just had to confirm that it wasn't the worst. In my head, as soon as I saw those symptoms, I'm like, yeah, you got to get CT, MRI, X-rays, all of this shit. You got to make sure. It's better to be safe than sorry, you know what I'm saying? Who the fuck is Nora? I'm not gonna lie, dude. What the fuck is this? I'm being dead ass. What is this? What do you mean Talala Kipape?